Okay, set up that. Set up. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. What's up, P. Wentworth? How you doing today? What's up, Jaden? Happy Thursday. Hey, just had some time here. Just thought I'd just woke up. Didn't even have time to clean myself up. Rick Media, what's going on, buddy? How you doing today? I just had some time this morning to jump on just to say hi to the viewers and how's it going to everybody? To see what everybody's up to on this fine Thursday morning. John, happy 420. Yeah, don't partake myself at the moment, but nothing wrong with that. Go for it. Manny go 712. What's up, buddy? Celebrating right now. That's right on, Jaden. Go for it. Frickin' half from Texas. Hey, I love Texas. That's extended family used to live in the Round Rock area. Flag at me. Love Texas. It's one of the places we're going to travel to probably next year. Actually, we traveled extensively through Austin, San Antonio, the whole Central Texas region. Gotta love that Texas barbecue, by the way. Got some good shit. So, gonna have to go back there. So, yeah, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Mr. Obvious here, bringing you a wonderful Thursday morning. Got a few minutes to kill before I got to run some errands today. Got to take things over to storage. Getting ready for a big move here coming up soon. I hate moving. Only two things come from Texas. What, queers and steers? Steers and queers? Isn't that the same? I mean, to each his own on that one, but two things come from Texas mean awesome guns, some barbecue. Rick and Media, how are you guys? Oh, you guys are up in Michigan, right? So you're about 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now. How are things up there? How's the weather up there? You guys out filming today? I left two things open for interpretation. What's up, you opinionated? Hey, frickin', what two things are open for interpretation, by the way? Oh, I'd love to know. I would love to know. Well, thanks for joining me, everybody. Again, just having a little chit chat, saying hi to the viewers this morning. Not too bad today in the 60s. Home MCC laid up after surgery. Oh, that sucks. My wife is going to have a knee replacement, hopefully sometime in the next couple of months. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Only two things from Texas open for interpretation. That's true, buddy. That is very true. Elizabeth, what's on the agenda today? Nothing. It's free chat Tuesday or Thursday, whatever it is. I've usually my morning chats. I just like to jump on, see what everybody's up to, saying hi to the viewers. Just some things I guess on in my life. My wife, like I just mentioned to Frickin' Media there, my wife's going to have knee replacement. She actually has to have double knee replacement. But I think we're just going to do one this year and then one next year. And then it all depends on how you identify today. Some days I identify as a walrus. Today I identify as a mover. So not much on the day today. I'm packing my truck full of stuff, doing some cleaning, getting ready for a final walkthrough from our buyers, realtors, and their people to go make sure everything's hunky dory, and then we're kind of out of here. Our last official day that we own the house is on Monday, and then we're out of here kind of after that. So Knee replacements are rough. Yes, I've only heard so. My wife's in the medical field, so she knows a little bit more about it than I do. But yeah, it's gonna suck for probably a couple months. But she's been in some serious pain for like the last, well, probably 10 years, but going on really bad the last 2 or 3 years. So she never gets. She needs to get it done. So, Elizabeth, I identify as a white-born female because I am. Nothing wrong with that. I like pretty white girls. What can I say? I like pretty girls. Uh, Tracy, good morning to you as well. Where you guys all from? Oh, Elizabeth, thanks for that. That's cute. I love that. Got another new flag. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm collecting flags. I don't know if I'm not gonna have room in my new garage for much. I have a pretty big garage right now. We're downsizing, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with them all. I know my wife's not gonna let me put them up in the bedroom or anything like that. So I might might have a little corner in the garage for my man room, man area, you know, tools and Tim Taylor, that kind of stuff. So love them flags. Yeah, this is a good one. I just got this one the other day. So and then my wife got me this new shirt. It says other things, but man cave in the attic. I wish I had an attic. They don't typically build those out here. And we've got what would probably be considered like a crawl space. Generally where they put our heaters and our well, actually, the new house I'm moving to has air conditioning. I've never had air conditioning before. So that should be interesting. But the condenser's outside, but the whole thing must run through the heater somehow. I don't know how that works. I've literally never had air conditioning, so I don't know if I'm assuming everything runs from the forced air unit through the condenser and then cools and heats the house somehow. I don't know. I'm not an HVAC guy whatsoever, and I've never owned a place with AC. So I like AC, definitely like AC. I just don't know how it works. Actually, I understand the principle of how it works. I just don't know how it works with. I don't know. You know what I mean? So you guys probably know more about that. LOL, lived a deprived life. We never had AC. Yeah, I've just never needed it. It's where I live. It's like sunny and 65 every day. I think the coldest day this year was like 30. No, maybe like 26. My minimum might have been 26. We had a pretty cold and wet winter, but I mean, literally the coldest is 26, and even that you just put on a jacket, and then by 9 o'clock it's 40 or 50 degrees. So. I live in Michigan and have AC. Yeah, but you guys get like hot and muggy and stuff up there too, right? Um, I mean, it gets warm here. I live near the beach. Well, loosely, anyways. And where we live, it never really gets that warm or that cold here. There was actually a Jeopardy question, and if somebody ever figures out what the answer is, we actually live in the most temperate city in the United States, which is an interesting statement. But it was actually on Jeopardy. So, interesting fact. Not too bad. Not as bad as Southern Illinois. Yeah, I've never been up in that area. One of these days, we're gonna have to make a trip up there. Just it looks beautiful. You can't get enough AC units in Louisiana. I mentioned this the other day when I was on. We were supposed to travel. My buddy and I, when he was in the Navy, and he was stationed in San Diego, and he had to move out to Norfolk. We were going to go through Louisiana and spend some time there. But he ended up breaking both of his arms the day before we were supposed to go. So then we never got to go on that road trip. So the farthest east I've ever been in a car would have been probably Round Rock, Texas, which is the outskirts of Austin. So we'll have to go that way sometime. Frick Media says, I lived in Tucson where we had swamp coolers. Yeah, I've got extended family that's been in Arizona and like Lake Havasu, Goodyear, Arizona, those places, and lots of swamp coolers. I think swamp coolers are kind of neat. Frankly, I guess they do the job. I've never seen one around where I live, but I hear they're great. Yeah. Yeah, like today, I mean, it's gonna be 65 here all day. So cool. So hey, frickin', good question. How did you end up in Michigan coming from Tucson? Only time they work worth crap is when the Monsoons hit. I have heard that because you need a lot of moisture in the air, right? Because if there isn't moisture, they can't, because it does some sort of like heat exchange and then pulls the moisture out and kind of uses the damp air to cool the inside of the house. I've heard it works that way somehow. So I have heard that. I've also been in Arizona when the what are they called? Like, and that's flash flood. That's the wrong term. Like when it comes, yeah, monsoons. When it comes in, dumps a whole bunch of rain, gets kind of cold for a minute, and then like 10 minutes later, it's flash flood and then takes off. Yeah, that was kind of weird. I've been through that. Also been through numerous earthquakes, and I will take an earthquake any day over like weird ass like freaking hurricanes and tornadoes and shit. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. How did you go from? I'm from Southern Illinois. Lived all over the last 20 years, but settled in Michigan since 2014. Interesting choice. So you have to tell me about that someday because we went up to Idaho from here, which is about a day. Well, I mean, collectively a 24-hour drive. I mean, so basically 2 days. We bought some property up near Coeur d'Alene, and we were thinking about settling there, but then I watched the winter this year and watched all the snow, and I'm not sure I want to live in snow. I've got about 5 years here before I can retire from my job, my current day job. That's why it's hard for me to get out and do a lot of things on YouTube because I got work a lot. But we were going to go up there, and I didn't know if I wanted to live in the snow, so we're thinking about somewhere else at this point. Swamp pools are just wool pads with water run through them, and air moves, pushes through the air, and soaked pads in the home. Yeah, so it's like almost like a reverse heat exchanger, where like it pulls the damp air in, like the air goes through that, and then cools the air somehow. I hate the snow, but misses love it. I really like the way the snow looks, and I think it'd be kind of cool, like to be there on a snowy day. But I just don't know how I feel about having to like go out and shovel snow or like get a tractor, or like do any of that shit. I guess I mean I don't know. I've honestly never had to live in it, so I don't really know what it's like. But watching it this summer or this winter, when I was looking at my property and it was like 4 feet of snow every day, and I was like, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, it sucks going out to record it. I can only imagine. The worst weather we get around here is some chilly air and some rain. And I went out and did some filming in that, and it was terrible. So, and we had like 4 months of rain this year, which we usually get literally. We might get like 8 days of rain here, maybe in the last 25 years, and it rained solid for like 3.5, 4 months. Which was nuts. We had lakes. We had lakes here that were down. The lake by me was down to like 19%, and it's a pretty big, deep lake. 19%. When they first built it back in the 60s and 70s, it took 10 years for them to fill it with all the natural rain. It filled in 2.5 months with all the rain we got. Freaking nuts. I haven't shoveled my driveway one time since I lived here. I stay inside until the snow melts off. Don't own a snowblower. Yeah, and I mean that's probably what I would do if I was like I'd just kind of like pull down the curtains over here and be like, oh, I ain't going outside today. It's time for another beer. So yeah, I hear you. I probably wouldn't do that. I'm like a bear. I would love to go fly up there someday and go out and record with you guys because you guys are freaking hilarious. I have my weed delivered when snowy. Yeah, they deliver that here too. They deliver that up there too. That's pretty. I thought that was kind of an interesting service to provide. I don't even have to go outside. They come to me. Even the liquor stores during COVID, they started doing that here. They started delivering liquor and beer, and I was like, okay. I'm sure the teenagers somehow figured that one out. It's better than Domino's. That's a good thing. Domino's should do that. They should, figure out how to deliver you a pizza, a 6-pack, and a freaking eighth. And, I mean, shit, you'd be fucking set all night long. Just have to have live next to a Hooters or something. We delivers faster than police response time. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm telling you, Domino's dispensary. I mean, why not? You want a Hawaiian and some purple Kush? Here you go. It's a fantastic idea. Somebody needs to market that, and then cut me in on like 1%. Yeah, and then maybe you should get some. As long as they don't bring you Bud Light, right? Have some TVs and couches and Domino's dispensary. Yeah, interesting. So I took a road trip last summer, late last summer, last August. So I went from here to Spokane, Washington, which is collectively about a 2.5 day drive, and we hit um, a few dispensaries on our way just to check it out because I've seen what dispensaries are like here in California, but I've never seen what they're like outside of California, and they've got some interesting shit. I mean, we went to one that was like a normal dispensary when you went inside, but like if you bought something there and you wanted to hang out, they had this whole lounge where you could like chill. They had like it was like a sports bar, but it didn't serve any alcohol. They had beverages and snacks and freaking all this weird weed that I've never seen before, and you could just chill there all day if you want. It was pretty freaking cool. I'm gonna have to start billing you for using my content. Hey, we can work. I've been trying to push viewers to you. You guys are great, but yeah, just what do you want? Let's work something out. I'll send you a sticker. I don't. If I have merch someday, I'll send you some merch. I'm still working on that. Actually, it's kind of funny. I started this whole thing in response to something that happened to work at work a while back, and it blew up a lot faster than I expected. And I, actually backtrack on that. It started really last summer. My daughter took me or had me take her to VidCon, which was kind of anyway. And then it just kind of exploded from then. And then I kind of started the channel and it just freaking blew up. I don't, I mean, I thank you guys. This is amazing. I expected to get like, 5,000 subs in like, a year, and it just freaking amazing. Jaden says, by the way, love the content frickin' media. If you guys haven't subscribed to frickin' media, you need to go do that immediately. They put out some just hilarious stuff. So, yeah, you guys got to go check them out. Huge shout out. They make me laugh every time. I've also cut up some of their pieces and made some good funnies. But yeah, thanks, Jaden. That's a great comment. Always appreciate it. Always gotta love the original content creators and everybody who gets out there. I mean, I love getting out there myself. I just honestly, between uh, between my day job and other shit that's going on in my life, I honestly just don't have as much time as I'd like to dedicate. But I'm hoping after we move and things kind of settle in, that I'll have more time for that. So, freaking, your Taco Bell skits are some of the best on the planet. Telling you guys, if you guys haven't watched it, haven't watched some of their content, when some of the police come up and they just completely ignore them and start talking about Taco Bell, which I'm sorry if you guys don't have Taco Bell, because Taco Bell's awesome. It's just classic. Like, I mean, it's amazing. I quit my day job about a year ago. Freaking, I'd love to quit my day job. I've got a little less than 5 years before I can quit. Just because I've been there for so long. I want to be able to collect some of the benefits that go along with that. So, I'd leave today if I could, but yeah, guess you gotta pay the man a little bit, and then I'll get out. I'll still be pretty young when I get out, so that would be kind of cool. I wish I could quit. My wife wishes she could quit, but at this point, my daughter's about to graduate high school and then go to college, and I think that puts us right about the timeline where she should be done with college. I should have enough time into my job, and then the missus and I can get in the old travel trailer and hop in Dodge and travel around. Oh, I never kept a day job long enough to get benefits. Been self-employed clown my whole life. I did a lot of that too. I just kind of got lucky, I guess. Just got to get into what I got into, um, and then yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for needing or wanting to finish the what I've been doing, finish my I'll be there. Gosh, when I retire from, I won't retire. I'll just retire from that place. It'll be like 23 or 24 years or something like that. So, I mean, at this point, I'm only 4 years away. I gotta finish it. So, here's what it is. Then hit the road, and I got to put the kid through college. I never had that opportunity, and she is going to go. So, one of the benefits of my job is that she can go to college very inexpensively. So, I'm gonna keep that going. Um, yeah, I couldn't stand working the same people longer than 3 months. Yeah, I love a few of the people. I mean, especially in the past, I have one particular coworker that I just adore, but and I love a few of the people that I work with, but anybody that works above me, except for the one guy, is just a complete tool, and have been for a long time. So, I mean, that's not completely true. There's one guy he's pretty awesome, but I would say anybody that's in upper management, they just complete tools. My children have been homeschooled for the last decade and will never see indoctrination campus. I would say if I had that opportunity, I've seen a lot of people that have done that, and it's good for them. So I wholeheartedly agree with you. Uh, yeah, forced indoctrination. That's what I usually end up calling it. But I just want to give my daughter the best thing possible chance in life, and fortunately, I guess unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, going to college for her is probably her best option. I mean, if she told me she wanted to join the military when she turned 18 and wanted to spend the next 48 years doing that to make her life, I'd be like, go for it. But that's just not her. So it'd be kind of cool if she did, but I see how these colleges kids act in the wild. I'm unimpressed. Yeah. Let's just say I work around those particular people every day. And yeah, it's only getting worse. They are some of the dumbest people. It's like this adage: college doesn't make you smart. You're either smart or not before you go to college. College just teaches you how to party, and then gives you, I don't know. There are degrees and people who can get like scientists and things like that, but the general populace that go to college are just a fucking bunch of idiots. Yeah, your 21's going to the Marines. Yeah, my daughter's 17. I mean, if she joined the military, like I said, I'd have to do it. So, Jaden, I had one good relationship in the last 12 years. The state stole from me. Uh, Interesting. How did the state steal like a personal relationship? And I mean, how does that happen? That'd be interesting. No gender studies. No, she actually wants to go in. She wants to follow my wife and either go into nursing or like culinary arts and be a chef in a cruise ship or something, or if she's thinking about becoming a nurse. So I mean, awesome. We always need people in the medical field. If she did gender studies, I would kick her out of the house. It's called prison after 12 years. I feel like going to work every day is prison, but it's definitely my prison. I definitely have to go there and do my time 100% because I don't want to go. And yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. I If things didn't cost what they cost out here, I would change my attitude on that, I suppose. I've been to prison. I promise it's not. Yeah. I would assume that prison's not for everyone. Just going out on the limb there. My dad actually worked at a prison for 20 plus years. He wasn't a guard, but he worked there as a contractor. He actually worked for the state as a contractor there and built prison. I hope you're not under contract. I'm definitely not under contract, but unfortunately, the way that they work out the retirement systems, you have to stay for a particular period of time. So I guess it is kind of forced indoctrination in that kind of sense. But I've done 5 years behind the walls. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people have. Um, yeah, I mean, they definitely take your life for you. I can imagine they don't make your life any better. I mean, they call it rehabilitation, but I mean, really, are you getting rehabilitated? You're, most people just come out to learn, become better criminals, from what I've seen, in a good sense or a bad sense. I've never, at least the people I've known didn't come. They never didn't come out better because of it. I was back in the '90s when inmates ran the systems. Yeah, it's definitely not like that. I remember when my dad worked for the prisons. At least out here, it was definitely a lot different than it is now. I mean, they had all kinds of freedoms to be able to smoke, watch TV, come conjugal visits, people coming and going, and now it's just freaking lock the fuck down. So, oh yeah, they definitely treat them like dogs now. Well, I mean, it's just a system to make money, right? If you can keep people incarcerated, then that creates jobs, and then those people. I mean, that's just all it's about at this point. I mean, if it was about rehabilitation, the system would be run more like it does in Europe. Not that I say that Europe's perfect. There's definitely not a whole lot good about Europe and the way they do things, but I mean, we don't do anybody justice by sending them to prison. Oh, that's where John Wayne Gacy was, huh? Yeah, the whole Manson clan was out here in the prisons that are next to us. Privatized prisons qualify me two things I would do without. I mean, I'm not sure a private company. I'm pretty sure a private company would run a prison better than the government does because the government can't run shit properly. But I've never, at least out here, they don't have that I'm aware of necessarily privatized prisons. That'd be an interesting concept. I bet they probably do other places, but they definitely don't have them out here. At least that I've seen. I could be wrong, and not during the time period that my dad worked there. But prison for profit is bad. Look up Geo. Yeah, I mean it is prison for profit, right? I mean they're just using tax dollars to fund government employees, and if the prisoners actually like produced something, I mean viable, and maybe if you gave them a wage that wasn't like 4 cents an hour and actually treated them with respect, and they got out and they learned a trade, like a proper trade. I don't know, this is a weird tangent we all got onto, guys, but that'd be interesting if they did that. But that's not what they do. So it's, yeah, definitely prison for profit, a different way. Most of them in Louisiana here are private. It's a monopoly. Yeah. So, well, I mean, that's what you're saying is like the government got out of the business of that, and then they now it's like private companies run them, uh, like Kings of Mayor's place ended up at the end there. I mean, it's an interesting concept. I bet it still doesn't work because I mean, greed is just going to get into it at the end, right? No, it's horribly corrupt. I mean, it's horribly corrupt anyway, but I mean, it's got to be even more corrupt because then you're not having, at least in the government run institution, at least there's some oversight. I can't imagine there's any oversight if it's privatized because it's only the people at the top who are making any money. And they're not going to funnel it down to like the people who work there. And they're especially not going to funnel any of that down to the inmates or anything. Interesting tangent we got off today on, guys. Interesting. So, still beautiful Gulf Shore. I love the beaches here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never been there. Far east as I've ever been would have been, like I said, the Austin, Texas area. I want to go to Louisiana. I want to check it out. And I know we're gonna go once probably next summer we're gonna go hopefully to like Tennessee area. So maybe we'll hit up Louisiana. Trying to think of where Tennessee is on the map. It's kind of towards the middle, right? I heard that was a good place to end up, so I definitely want to check that out. I personally lived by the beach my entire life, and when I say by the beach, I mean I drive by it every day, and we're not like in total Southern California. We're kind of up north a little bit. It's not a fun place, at least here. I can tell you right now, the beach is not necessarily a fun place to go to. It's beautiful to look at, but the beaches here are cold, and it's not, to me, it's just not pleasant. But I've been here for my whole life. And I guess people, when they come here, it's probably different. I'm sure that's like that in a lot of places too. So, but hey, man, we all got in some weird tangents today. I don't. Freaking Media says I don't want to live anywhere hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes may occur frequently. That's why I'm here in Michigan now. I would completely agree with that. Never. Well, I have been through some hurricanes. I've never seen a tornado, but as far as earthquake goes, you know, they're. I would say they're probably only bad unless you've lived in, or if there's somewhere they happen when there isn't things built properly. I mean, out here, I've been through like 4 major earthquakes, and they kind of suck, but they don't suck anymore than something that happens like every year. Like if you live in an area like in back east, right? You're guaranteed to get hit by a hurricane. You're guaranteed to get a tornado. You're guaranteed to have some shitty ass weather every year. I mean, no matter where you live in that area, it's always gonna happen. The one thing about earthquakes is, I mean, they're seemingly pretty random, right? And all in all, they're not that bad. So I'm not to glorify them or anything, but I'd take an earthquake over. I would take a random earthquake over knowing that a hurricane or a tornado is going to happen to me every year. But I agree with you. You probably don't get anything shitty up in Michigan except for snow. I'm not going to worry about what's happening. What's going to happen in the future. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I definitely worry about that as well. I mean, I'd love to go visit there someday. Well, you guys, what else do you guys want to chit chat about? What's on your mind here today? Hey, can I call you back in like 10 minutes? Okay. All right. All right, guys. So, well, hey, I wasn't gonna cut it short. I gotta grab my rolling tray and twist one up. Hey, freaking, I gotta go. Work's actually calling me. So I've enjoyed morning chat with everybody today. Love Tom McDonald. I gotta check out who Tom McDonald is. I haven't heard that one. So I'm hoping to have some more time come later, Mr. Thomas. Thanks, Ricken. Love you guys. Love everybody who's joined in today. Sorry to cut it short. I gotta cut and run. The man's calling. Love you guys too. Stay real. Make sure you guys check out Freaking Media You Have. Check out some of my content. Nice re-edits. And I love having some chats with you guys. So keep it real, keep it safe. Y'all have a wonderful day, and make sure you get out there and record the police.